We are looking at more and more ways to bring in new manufacturing techniques. And it's that kind of innovation that lives in the business today, and that's all from the basis of our history of manufacturers and innovators.
I'm Matt Stadlen, and this is Made in Britain Unpacked, the series where we tell the stories of British manufacturers. And I'm delighted to say that with me here today in Manchester is Phil Thompson. Phil, brilliant to see you. You are, managing director?
Yes, of Tranquil IT, which is a two-sister company.
And you manufacture the enclosures for industrial computers. Correct. I'm going to dive straight in here. It's quite heavy, picking it up in my left hand. This is a computer.
It is, yes. It's not a traditional computer, as you may be used to. These computers, they're generally designed to have one purpose: on the edge. So what we would determine as the edge is something, a computer used in a digital signage scenario, like in your local shopping centre where you'd have advertisement, or it could be in CCTV. So anywhere where you wouldn't see a traditional computer. The point of our computers that make them so ideal for the edge is the fact that they're fanless. You mentioned how heavy it was. That's because the enclosure is actually the cooling element. So whereas computers in your house would have a fan in there, at the edge, that's not ideal. You don't want to be sucking in dirt or debris. This particular product here is actually fully waterproof.
So tell us what's going on inside. So you would bring in parts from wherever, and you would assemble them, yep, and then put them in this casing.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we work with a select group of electronics manufacturers who make what we call the brains of the computer. In Manchester, we then design an enclosure to go around that based on our needs or the end user's needs. For example, this product, we added a panel entry system, which can make the product waterproof. We then buy in billets of aluminium, and on our 6 high-speed CNC machines, we remove the material we don't want to end up with a solid enclosure like this. We then anodize it, we laser engrave it, and then it goes into our assembly line. So we're proud to call ourselves a manufacturer because we do that extra step. We actually, in 2011, we made the decision to bring our enclosure manufacturing back to the UK by investing in machinery, staff, and process. We've done that for control and quality, but also no one else manufactures enclosures like this. These literally, you can drive over them if you need to. So
this started out, didn't it, as a family business? So this was founded by your father, I think in 2004. So it's over 2 decades old. Yeah. That was then bought by another company, yeah, but you're still there. So the family link has run all the way through.
Absolutely, yes. It's something that's given us great pride in the business. Even today, we still treat it like a family business. My wife's still there. She's still helping me. We take that approach of growing people as well as much as we can. So a lot of the people in positions in the company, whether they're supervisors or going into manager roles, started as operatives like I did.
You started out at the company when you were 16 years old. Do you still have the energy and the enthusiasm and the passion and drive, I imagine, that's required to make things work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, certainly the enthusiasm and the passion. Energy, it's a bit hard. I've got a 4-year-old now. He takes a lot of that energy. But no, absolutely, there is still that drive. I mean, a lot of my uncles and aunties, they were in the aerospace industry, making the Rolls-Royce engines, as an example. Manchester's a fantastic example of the Industrial Revolution and manufacturing itself. So it's always been something that to design something on a computer on your screen and then see it in real life is something that very few people get to experience, other than in the world of 3D printers. But obviously, as you can tell, that's not 3D printed.
Do you feel the thread running through history of British manufacturing? Do you feel like you're standing on the shoulders of others?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are looking at more and more ways to bring in new manufacturing techniques. I mean, an interesting thing we've done as an example, we want to be more sustainable, as most businesses do. And our anodizing line has a chiller on it, which chills down the tanks. We figured we were putting all this energy into trying to cool down the anodizing tank that we thought, well, it's cold, why don't we run that energy into some underfloor heating in the offices, which is exactly what we did. And it's that kind of innovation that lives in the business today, and that's all from the basis of our history of manufacturers and innovators.
Does being part of Made in Britain matter to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's great to see what other companies are doing. It's great to get that recognition that we are trying to. It would be cheaper in some ways to do it in other places, but the quality wouldn't be there, the control wouldn't be there, and it's great to be part of a community which has that same value as we do.
Is it helpful to you when you are selling your products overseas that you have made them in Britain?
Absolutely. The fact that we make our products in Britain underlines that we are a quality manufacturer who bring great service to our customers, and what we say we do on our website, what we say we do in our brochures is what we do, which is deliver quality product with quality service.
So it does mean something, you think, to the international market when they see, oh, this has been made in Britain?
Yes, and I think beyond the product, it also there's a certain assumed level of trust as well with working with a British company, which is a hurdle that we don't seem, a challenge we don't have to deal with when working with our customers. They assume to trust us, which is right to do, and we have integrity, which again is all backed up by the quality of our product and our service.
Is your dad proud that you are working in a business that he set up?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he is. Yeah. We still regularly talk about ideas and innovation. I mean, he was always innovation at heart. That's what he enjoyed, and that's what I think he's really passed on to me, is that innovation, whether even on manufacturing methods, as I said, recapture and heating, or there's some other unique things we're trying to do on manufacturing at the moment that no one else is doing. And I regularly talk to him about those ideas, and I think he's very proud that, one, that's something, a seed that he planted with me, but two, that we're still managing to do it.
Phil Thompson, fascinating to hear your story. Thanks so much for joining us.